Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR. And one of my friends today got me going down a rabbit hole because they were telling me, well, the Wizards of the Coast are the largest publisher of RPGs. And I was like, well, what if they aren't? And technically, they aren't. The largest publisher of RPGs would be Games Workshop. And then this, I know I had to do a Google search. And the search actually said, although more focused on miniatures and board games with Warhammer, they also produce role playing games and have a substantial employee base, nearly 3,000 employees. And they're certainly in the same niche as a hobby, right? They're certainly hitting the same customer base to a large extent. Wizards, though, is a distant number two with 950 employees, just under 1,000. Asmodee, we've heard of Asmodee, right? You've heard some of their stuff. They do RPGs, board games, card games. 750 employees. That number is about 5 years old. And that's what's interesting about this. See, a lot of this stuff, you can get accurate numbers because these companies, well, they sell stock. I'm not saying they sell stock on the Amex or the 9X or whatever the heck it is, NASDAQ. No. But they sell stock. And if they sell stock, even as to a limited number of investors, they have to make public disclosures. And that's how you can find out some of these numbers. So, like I said, Asmodee had 750, Wizards of the Coast had 950. Games Workshop was knocking on 3,000. Fantasy Flight Games comes in at 169. That's a big jump. And I didn't even find Free League on this list. I wonder, they publish a large number of games. I wonder if they just kind of in that no man's land. You'll see where this list ends that I have. I did a top 12. So, Paizo, as of 2021, had about 80 employees. Modiphius, Star Trek Adventures, Octone Cthulhu, a number of other games, and they're doing a lot of licensed games these days. They've got 74 employees. Chaosium. Now, Chaosium almost went belly up, right? A number of years ago. For a company that almost went belly up, Chaosium has, give or take, 50 employees. And again, take all these numbers, maybe not with a grain of salt, but with a pinch of salt, because a lot of these are estimates that Google searching and AI is saying, well, LinkedIn declares that this number of people, and they're estimates, but they're probably within spitting distance. And it gives you an idea of where these companies, what we consider to be a big publisher, right? Is Chaosium a big publisher? I would think so. Catalyst Game Labs, 48 employees, so just under that. Pelgrane, who knows? I would actually guess, my numbers were between 11 and 50, and I'm going to guess that we're closer to that lower end of the scale. If not below it. Steve Jackson Games, known for Munchkin, known for GURPS, technically a few other things, but those are their, the Fantasy Trip, those are their big titles. And if it wasn't for Munchkin, you probably wouldn't have GURPS left on the market at this point. 30 employees. That's a 2023 number. That number came from a report to stock investors. So that number was pretty accurate in 2023. Goodman Games. Goodman is known for the DCC RPG, not RPB. Typo, my fault. I'm penning myself as I'm doing this video. And the MCC RPG, 25 to 30 employees. That's probably accurate. And by the way, these numbers that I was looking for should be reflecting full-time employment. It's not freelancers. It is not, people on short-term contracts. These are regular employees, in theory. Green Ronin Publishing. Mutants and Masterminds, the age system, right? That would be these guys, 23 employees. Jeez. That's it. 23 employees comes in at number 12. Well, isn't that a kick in the crotch? I mean, we think about it, right? Listen, other publishers, Trollord, well, probably not nearly as big as people would hope. At least that the core team, right? Frog God. Frog God is, mostly a few full timers and a lot of part time employees, and they don't even have they all work remotely. Look at Mythmare Games. That's Matt. One other, right? Battle Rider Games. That's James. Greg Gillespie is a one-man show. Alex McChris is a one-man show. Most of this community, it's publishers that you go, oh, I recognize this stuff. Even those that you see at gaming conventions are quite frequently one-man shows or one-woman shows. The Shadow Dark team isn't that large. That's the reality of this industry. There are a few very big fish, but the pond is still small. I don't want to shock anybody by saying that, but I don't think anybody was expecting Games Workshop to employ nearly 3,000 people, unless maybe you're somebody who used to work for Games Workshop, and you probably go, oh yeah, Jim Kicks is probably going, I knew that, and you should have called. But these numbers, those top three, after that, the drop-off is huge. Folks, tell me did I miss anyone, do you think, that should have been on this list of top 12? Maybe should have been a top 14, top 15, I don't know. Who should be on this list? Remember, it's by employees, not by... I should do another list. Sometimes they're not as easy. Maybe we do a list by sales, but that's hard to judge. But it is interesting, right, folks? So, as always, be safe, be well, God bless. Roll those dice, roll them well. I'll be back again tomorrow with another video. Live stream on Wednesday. I believe we are having Kurt Gould, formerly of WotC, as one of our guests. Should be a lot of fun. Hope to see you then. Later, folks.